Many of these platforms have no rules at all, and they are just rabbit holes of misinformation and hate speech.
How important is it to regulate Parler and platforms like it?
Now.
I mean, now.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. Remember when you first learned how to use the phone and you're a little kid and you'd call your friends, but you really wouldn't know what to say?
Our special coverage continues right now with my friend Joy Reid and the Readout. Hi, Joy.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi! They're so happy. Maybe it's because ignorance really is bliss. Joy Reid takes the handoff from Nicole Wallace on MSNBC this week by mindlessly comparing the Republican Party to the tyrannical bath party of Saddam Hussein.
Hi, Joy.
Hi, Nicole. Excellent job. I've been glued to the screen or to Sirius XM when I was trying to type and work, listening to it. This has been such a historic day, but I just want to ask you really quickly before I let you go, and I know you need to get some rest. What you were just talking about with Michael Beschloss, I wonder if you have thought through kind of how Republicans begin what someone on my team earlier today called debathification of the Republican Party.
And no one noticed the irony that debathification was actually scorned by the leftist media outlets as a disastrous Bush-Cheney debacle that mucked up post-war Iraq. But to the vacuous bobbleheads over at MSNBC, all that matters is the gleeful association. Trump equals Saddam.
Hi, Joy.
Hi, Nicole.
Okay. Well, this week, Big Tech continued to eliminate any non-leftist voices by goose-stepping all across social media and taking out as many differing opinions as they could possibly find. In fact, the giant monopolies decided to band together and wipe out Parler because that platform actually made a point about being dedicated to free speech. Now, one would think free speech would be important to journalists. Maybe it even still is, but it's tough to find some journalists on network cable news.
There are a lot of people profiting off of lies and conspiracy theories, and I don't really see how things get better, how we move on as a country until this informational environment is cleaned up.
Many of these platforms have no rules at all, and they are just rabbit holes of misinformation and hate speech.
How important is it to regulate Parler and platforms like it?
Big Tech's role poisoning minds with false information has also been an issue for years.
They've made millions of dollars on these channels that are poisoning people's minds.
Many have been calling on the tech titans to do more.
Now.
I mean,
now.
Now they attempt to flip the script. After eliminating thousands of voices from the internet, eliminating these people like they simply don't exist, they'll tell you that that is not what they are about. That's what you're about.
Never on the side that treats their fellow Americans as less than, that says that your fellow Americans should not exist, that says your fellow Americans should be in a concentration camp, or that sides with slavery, or sides with any sort of bigotry.
Right, and if they say, I don't agree with those people, I just like Trump's policy.
Well, then get out of the crowd with him. Get out of the crowd with him.
I wasn't in the crowd, I just voted for Trump.
You're in the crowd who voted for Trump. If you voted for Trump, you voted for the person who the Klan supported. You voted for the person who Nazis support.
Because we wouldn't want to confuse the censorship-loving media with Nazis, right, Don?
Never on the side that treats their fellow Americans as less than, that says that your fellow Americans should not exist, that says your fellow Americans should be in a concentration camp.
Yeah, not like those media types over at, I don't know, PBS?
And when Biden wins, we'll go through all the Republican voters and Homeland Security will take their children. And we'll put them into re-education camps.
Amen. Project Veritas showcasing what the great media minds at PBS are really all about this week, giving us Michael Beller's love for concentration camps and re-educating people with good old PBS programming.
Enlightenment camps.
Right.
They're nice. They have Sesame Street characters in the classroom, and they watch PBS all day.
Morning Joe this week was just getting jump-started on what the re-education should look like.
Falsely, a lot of people that, oh, no, big government is bad, taxes are bad. All of those things that allowed the economic right to hoodwink the good people of America to vote against their economic interests.
And now that we are in a moment where deficits are kind of back in fashion and social welfare programs may be back in fashion because of COVID, Are we going to see some kind of shift here in the state economically?
I think it's an absolute opportunity.
Love your big government, your high taxes, your huge deficit, and silence all dissenting voices. That's their pet project, and you're either with them or against them.
A time when it's very important to choose sides. That side, that's a binary choice right there. I think we need to know who's on which side so we can understand the nature of the fight and who needs to be defeated.
Yeah, you must silence all opposition in order to push your propaganda effectively.
A big, big project to try to win this battle for team democracy and beating down everything that's coalesced to give root to the fact that we now have a team sedition in our American political system.
Those are their words, not mine. I think the process is well underway. We've all been onto that for some time. But it is at least slightly humorous to see the network that pays up and settles defamation lawsuits with teenage boys and has reporters resign after publishing fake news about Trump-Russia connections in recent years, now being the ones to point the finger and preach on disinformation.
It's a national emergency. You have corporations and people that are profiting off of lies and conspiracy theories, whether that's big tech, whether that's Fox News, whether that's the TV providers that beam OAN and Newsmax into homes.
I think there may be a reason CNN has earned the fake news moniker, but PBS does really take the cake this week when they invite Dan Rather. Yes, Mr. Let's use some fake documents to smear a GOP president. Yes, that Dan Rather, to preach about the concerns he has about what he deems to be misinformation.
Which has to concern us all, that misinformation, outright lies, propaganda, all of this gets loose on the internet. This is a very concerning time.
It is a concerning time. I'm concerned about propaganda, the moves from the left to silence any dissenting voice, and the leftist media with their background of bias, lies, and omission leading this charge.
Hi, Joy.
Hi, Nicole.
I'm Eric Shannon for MRC-TV. Please visit the MRC store while it's actually still allowed to be on the internet. They have some great gear there. MRCTV.org is the place to see more videos and information. You can check us out on Rumble, Parler, whenever that returns, or the bevy of other social media sites that we're on for as long as we're allowed to be on them. We'll be back with next week with more of the media's leftist extremism. See you then.